Hey YouTube, how the heck you doing? I'm doing great, and I hope you are too. It's snowing outside, so I thought I would do a little unboxing. Well, not quite unboxing, I already unboxed it and been playing with it a little bit. But that is the new Apple Pencil and the new iPad Pro Smart Board Folio. Dive into those and just see what all the hoopla is and if it's really worth getting. So let's go ahead, just go on and open up the Apple Pencil here. This is the new one. It's got the new box here. Let's open that, and the typical information that you get as far as setting up the pencil and what it can do. But we'll get into that in a few minutes. So I'll just put that back in here. Slide it in, or try to slide it in. Slide that in, and there you have the pencil in there, sitting in its little display there. Now I did take the plastic coating off because, like I said, I've been playing with it. It's got a nice style to it. It's very similar to the old Apple Pencil, and we'll compare the two in a second. But you got a little flat edge along the side there to help keep it from rolling around on your surface. Got the little Apple Pencil logo symbolism right there at the end. It's a matte finish now, and you don't see that little cap at the end there. It's all one piece. Got the tip at the other end. So let's go ahead and go back to the previous Apple Pencil. I got that one here. Open that guy up. Very similar. Got the paperwork here. And let's just go ahead and open it up. We have the adapter in here because the previous Apple Pencil had to be charged by your lightning port. And also at the end here we have an extra tip for your Apple Pencil, which did not come with the new one. But let's move along here and put that guy back into the box there. And take out the original Apple Pencil. So you have the original, like I said, it's a glossy finish. It's got the little cap at the end so you can charge it. I usually charge it or turn it on by plugging it into my phone. It was very easy to do. It wasn't as wieldy as putting it into the end of your iPad Pro or whatever, but that's how I would do it every once in a while. So that was how you charged it. But now you don't have to charge it that way. It's done magnetically, and we'll look at that in a second. But overall, this pencil is a little bit shorter, probably a little lighter. It's hard to tell. I'd say it's a little bit lighter, but it is a lot smoother to work with as far as getting a good grip on it. The original Apple Pencil was glossy, so it did tend to get a little slippery if your hands were greasy or if they were a little wet or damp. But with the new one, I find that it's a lot easier to hold on to and manipulate when you're doing drawing and such. And it also has that flat edge if you like to keep your finger on that flat edge. And it does have a new feature along with it that the original one did not have. I believe all the pressure sensitivity and the tilt with the original Apple Pencil transferred over to the new one here. But you'll also have a little double tap feature that allows you to switch between tools when you're in certain apps, such as Notes. You can switch between the pen or pencil, double tap, and you go over into the eraser mode and you can start erasing without having to tap down and move around and stuff. So that is a good feature on that. So let's go ahead and move on to the next part that I picked up, and that is the Smart Keyboard. So let's move ahead, put these to the side temporarily. Let's move ahead and open up the Smart Keyboard Folio. Now the original one was just a Smart Keyboard. It was the basic cover and everything, and I'll do a comparison on that too. So there we have the keyboard in there, the Folio I should say. I'll put him to the side right now. And this little plastic or cardboard part comes out, and that is where you have all your information on the Folio as far as setup and the things that it can do. All the documentation that typically comes with an Apple product. There's no stickers in here, but typically there isn't for accessories, just on the main product. So we'll put that there. set him up there, and let's unwrap the Folio. Now I like the feel of it. It's similar to the original one. It's got a nice matte or satin feel to it and satin look to it. It is magnetic, so you do have the availability to attach it to your iPad Pro. Now I don't recall if they updated the keyboard on here. It may feel a little different, but to me it feels about the same. So I'm going to give that about the same look and feel as the original one. But let's go ahead and grab my iPad Pro here, and we'll just set it up with the camera on there. Attaches very securely to it, as you can see. And with it closed, you have front and back protection from any elements that your iPad might encounter. Now when you do open the Folio, it does have the wake feature, so it does open and wake up your iPad when you need it. It does have two viewing angles compared to the old one, which only had one. So if you want to view a movie or such, you have this one angle. And if you're going ahead and doing some typing on the keyboard, you also have that one for a little more angled on it as far as looking at the screen and doing your work on it. So I like that as far as those two features. Like I said, the texture of it is very similar to the other one. But let's break that one out too and see how that one stacks up to it. This is the original boxing that they had on this one, so I'm just gonna pop it out for you. Same, similar, very similar literature that they had in the original one. So this is the Apple Smart Keyboard that they had previously. Like I said, the texture of the back is similar, maybe a little more rougher. I don't know if it's from use or whatever, but the new one does feel a little bit smoother as far as that's concerned. They did have the velour that would protect your iPad. And let me go ahead and pop that guy on there. The connector was on the side of the old iPad Pro, and now it's on the new one on the back side. So you do have to connect the previous one to the side. You didn't have any back cover. I do have a cover on here now. But you didn't have any kind of protection for the back of your iPad Pro with the original keyboard. Now you still had your magnetic feature where it would wake your iPad. This one needs charging, so it's not going to wake this one up, but it did wake it up at that time. You would unfold it, position your iPad into the keyboard slot, because it does only have the one viewing angle, and go to work as far as watching a movie, typing on your iPad, and just getting your work done. So those were the two differences that I saw between these two, is the viewing angle and the protection that it allowed you while you're working on it and carrying it around and transporting your iPad Pro. You have much better protection with this new Folio one. It is a higher price, obviously, as everything that does come out from Apple tends to get a higher price as they add new features. The old Apple Pencil didn't have any magnetic features, so I always had this little slot on the back of my iPad Pro where I could just use it to cart the iPencil. Like I said, they did update the Apple Pencil to be magnetically adhered to your iPad. As you can see, it attaches very nicely. It's got a nice strong magnet. It doesn't fall off too easily. Probably not the best way to carry the iPad and the pencil that way, but it does attach securely. It also charges it at the same time, and it does the automatic pairing. With the old one, you would have to pair it through the lightning port on your iPad and charge it that way through your iPad or your iPhone. You could charge it that way. So like I said, I do like the new Apple Pencil. Now that the fact that it magnetically attaches to your iPad Pro for charging and syncing makes it much more convenient than the previous one. But I'm not sure how they actually figured out that you could magnetically attach a pencil to a laptop and be ready to carry it around and just, I don't know where they got that. I'm not sure. Not sure at all. But like I said, it does attach nicely. You probably don't want to carry it around that way, but and I probably won't, because it does tend to fall off fairly easy. And as far as just manipulating the Folio, it's still there and attached securely, but as far as movement in your hand, probably bumping it, it probably would fall off eventually. So for when it's sitting on the desk, or if you're just carrying it to a short distance or whatever, it would probably work very well, but I wouldn't do it in the long run. So just keep that in mind as you're doing your traveling with the new Apple Pencil. But overall, I do like this new Folio. Many people thought the keyboard should be backlit. The previous one wasn't, so I didn't expect this one to be either. But I do like the new double angle that you can get on this now, and just availability to protect the front and the back of your iPad Pro and still get that slim, good feel and look of your iPad. Makes it well worth it. It is a lot pricier than the previous one, but you are getting front and back coverage. If you were to go to, say, a back cover and this, you're probably in the same range, maybe a little bit cheaper, but still probably within the same range of the Apple Folio that they have here. So my take on these, I do like the new features of the Apple Pencil and the Folio as far as protecting your iPad Pro, the pencil attaching and charging and pairing on the iPad Pro without having to do any additional accessories or anything. And I look forward to your comments and questions down below. So I hope you enjoyed this little review update on the new iPad Pencil and iPad Folio. And I hope to see you next time, guys. Have a good one.